All right, children at Finley, I'm so excited to be here with you. As you know, I am Mr. Harmson, and I'm the arts integration coach, specialist, however we want to think of it. My job is to bring the arts into your classroom and kind of help facilitate whatever it is that you folks are working with. So right now in fifth grade, students are working on, I believe officially it's called Athletes for Social Change, and we have brought in an incredible artist. This person's name is Jamie Malone, and I believe I'm correct in saying that Jamie operates in Ames, Iowa, which is a lovely town if anyone has had an opportunity to go and visit. Jamie, I don't know if you know this, but just on Friday, they officially put the boards up. So the students,
Yay!
yes,
Yay!
yes, it's very exciting. The students have already seen it in the cafeteria, and the excitement in the building is so high. I feel like everyone is just so curious what's going to happen.
I'm so excited.
Before we get into all of that, I would like to go ahead and share the screen over for Jamie, and we're just going to hear some more information about their artwork.
Yes. So, hello. My name is Jamie. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I'm a 23-year-old non-binary artist and student. I was born in Iowa and I've lived in Des Moines for most of my life. I'm currently a freelance illustrator and curator in residence at the Octagon Center for the Arts in Ames. It's about 30 minutes up from Des Moines. My art focuses on things I'm passionate about, like gender, mental health, race, and inclusion. I have a lot of background with traditional art, but most recently I've been focusing on digital illustration and graphic design. Being a freelance illustrator means that I'm able to have clients come to me. Most often it's nonprofit organizations who have beliefs that are like aligned with mine, and I can make them art to use for events or logos or gifts for supporters, whatever they can kind of think of. So I'm going to share my screen and show off some of my art for y'all. Okay.
And children, we're all used to just being patient. So teachers, thanks in advance. This always takes a moment for this to all sing together.
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Hold on.
We can actually see it, so I don't know if you can just blow it up, and I think we'll be there.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So these are some prints that I made once I got my first iPad, and I used them to raise money for various organizations that were focused around Black Lives Matter, especially in Minneapolis and a lot around Iowa. These were two prints that I made for One Iowa, which is an LGBTQ nonprofit, I think located in Des Moines, and these were used for their One Iowa Gala, which is their annual fundraising event. So they got sent out to, the one on the right got sent out to all of the people who donated, and the one on the left was a print that was used for bidding and raising funds. These two were also prints used for fundraising. Well, the one on the right was used for fundraising for Movement 515 and Run DSM, which is a program that you could do in high school, led by Christopher Rollins and Emily Lang. And the one on the left was promotional art for a New York-based nonprofit called Towards Utopia, who are pro-trans, feminist, and anti-racist. And then these are just some commissions. When I started out with freelance illustrating, I did a lot of commission work, and then I would take them and print them out at a local print shop and then send them out to people all over the state. A lot of my clients tend to be people who are in Iowa, but I've had a few who live in Colorado or Minnesota or Wisconsin. I've even had my art sent as far as New Zealand, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's some more commissions. And so this gets into some of the more organization work. So CCI Action is located in Des Moines, and this was a sticker that I got to design that they sent out to a lot of the people who donated as well. And then that's another artwork that I made personally to donate to the mother of Breasia Terrell. This was a label that I designed for Confluence, which is a local brewery, but all of the funds were donated to Wilkie House, which is one of the oldest African American organizations in Iowa. And then this was a billboard that I designed that was put up in St. Paul, Minnesota. And it was a campaign called Trans People Are Sacred. And it was ran by a trans artist named Jonah Welch. And they partnered with Save Art Space and just put all of these billboards all around the country with a beautiful, uplifting message of trans people are sacred. And I was one of the artists they picked. So this is my billboard that I designed. I don't have a picture of the billboard, but this is the design that got onto it.
And Jamie, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're okay. You can. What would you like to say? Go ahead.
Well, I think it's so obvious to me that so much of your artwork is about more than just art. It's very much about different things that are so personal to you, and I think it's so great that you're at a position as an artist where you're being able to help various causes that mean so much to you. So we very much value the ability to intersect arts and activism. So I just wanted to say that. I'm just very much connecting to
I appreciate that. So this is another piece that was just a practice round for editorial illustration. And the subject was queer representation and how queer people can always tell their stories throughout time. And then this is the last bit of art that I'm going to show. These were two logo designs that I got to do. One for Black Maternal Health Week, celebration of Black kin, and the other one for a person who is running for city council in Des Moines. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun stuff that I get to work on here and there.
Right, and for me, I'm just noticing too, Jamie has such a variety in the types of artwork that exists. So it's interesting to see how, as an artist, you can find all different ways to be able to use your art to facilitate all different types of things. So it's interesting to see a lot of that commercial work as well. So yeah. Jamie, thank you so much for sharing that. As I said previously, one of the things that our students is learning about is the idea of what does it take to be a leader of social change. And for myself, I kind of posed that question for myself. What's a leader that I can think of? And first person that came to mind for me was actually Amanda Gorman. Of course, Amanda Gorman had an opportunity to sweep the nation as a whole up into the arms of spoken word during the inauguration. That was such an amazing moment where obviously there's people like Movement 515, so on and so forth, that are so in the know of spoken word. But it seemed like as a whole, that was a real moment where the country had a moment to be like, wow, I had a very deep artistic experience with that. It was very cool. And as I was learning about Amanda Gorman, it was so interesting to hear about the various kind of speech impediments that she had growing up and all of the things that she had to do, and how spoken word was really the medium that she used to overcome that herself. And then I was curious, where does your mind go immediately?
So my immediate thought of a leader that I admire is Nina Simone. She's a jazz folk singer and a civil rights activist who incorporated what she's passionate about into her art form, which is kind of like somebody else that I know. So, I admire her because throughout life she experienced several roadblocks, but that didn't really stop her from pursuing what she wanted to do. And she continued to speak truthfully no matter what. What I think the qualities that she has that makes me feel like she's a strong leader is that she's passionate and empowering and encouraging, unique, and she uses her platform to speak on racial injustices in America, which is something that's important to me too. So. Yeah.
Wow. Well, what an amazing conversation that we just had, just now. Students, we very much look forward to having Jamie come in and work with all of you and kind of have an opportunity to talk about what does a leader of social change look like at Findlay, and really what characteristics do you as an individual already possess. Start thinking about this, because this is something that we're really going to utilize to create this mural. This mural is going to stand as a message of hope and prosperity in a very difficult, challenging time. So I'm very happy that we're going to have this art that's going to just leave a forever message at Finley. So with that said, Jamie, thank you so much, and we look so much forward to seeing you soon.
Yes.
So long, everybody.
Bye.